Thank you for joining us for Queen's Theater's New American Voices Fall 2020 virtual reading series. Since 2002, New American Voices, curated by Rob Urbanati, has provided playwrights with the opportunity to hear their new work at various stages of development in readings performed in person for live audiences. These readings are followed by post-show discussions offering valuable feedback to the writers. More than 120 plays have been developed as a part of this series, including work from notable playwrights such as Qui Nguyen, Lauren Yee, Heather Raffo, and Rajiv Joseph. When COVID-19 arrived in New York City, Queen's Theater closed its doors, along with hundreds of other theaters and performing arts centers across the 5 boroughs. During the pandemic, we have continued to nurture new work. This past summer, we presented virtual readings of 3 new plays: Eugene Lee's Lioness, Novid Parsi's The Innkeepers, and Jalissa J. Robinson's Delivery. This fall, the New American Voices reading series will not only continue, but will take a step forward. 3 bold, distinct character studies will be presented in realistic virtual settings. Each of these witty, perceptive plays, T-Cat Ford's Poolside, Olaf Aja's Dirty Linen, and Lojo Simon and Anita Yellen Simon's Joy Vey, explore timely issues: conformity, privilege, interracial relationships, and the evolving concepts of family with insight and humor. Joy Vey is the most recent example of Queen's Theater's commitment to its family of writers. Lojo Simon's hilarious one-man show, Relic, was first presented as part of the New American Voices Spring 2018 reading series, and then went to a full production in our studio theater the following year. The play was directed by Will Pomerantz, who will also be directing the virtual reading of Joy Vey. This performance of Dirty Linen is presented without an intermission and runs approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. A post-show discussion, moderated by Queen's Theater Director of New Play Development Rob Urbanati, with playwright Ofem Aja, director Camille Howard, and the cast, will follow immediately after the reading. This presentation will remain publicly available until Sunday, November 22nd. Since our closure, we've launched Queen's Theater at Home, a digital initiative providing cultural, community, and educational activities, including moderated discussion groups, workshops and seminars for students, and live performances, all aimed at bringing us together while we're socially distanced. The coronavirus outbreak has hit cultural institutions particularly hard, decimating budgets with massive cuts to contributed support and eliminating most earned income sources. Please consider supporting Queen's Theater during this time with a tax-deductible donation on our website at www.queenstheater.org. And be sure to subscribe to Queen's Theater's YouTube channel to keep up to date on our diverse at-home programming. Thank you for joining us, and please enjoy Dirty Linen. This reading was produced in strict adherence to social distancing guidelines. Stop the spread of COVID-19. Wear a mask. Queen's Theater proudly offers accessibility features on its digital programming for patrons with disabilities. This presentation offers closed captioning for deaf and hard-of-hearing viewers. Use the controls within your video player to turn them on and off.
Dirty Linen by Ofem Aja. Scene 1, interior apartment laundry room. Evening. Hannah Bogus, head nurse of the gastrointestinal ward, General Hospital, Brooklyn, is sitting in a chair in the laundry room listening to hard rock from her iPod, which is docked in a speaker on the table. A load of clothes is turning in the washing machine. There are some dirty clothes on the table, while the other washer and the dryer sit idly. An empty chair and 2 buckets sit near the sink. Enter Dr. Tasha King, Chief of Gastroenterology, General Hospital, Brooklyn, pushing a cart full of dirty clothes.
How you doing, girlfriend?
I'm here.
For God's sake, that's not a very positive answer, Hannah. How are you really doing?
I said I'm here. What else do you want me to say?
Well, this depressing music is not helping your mood. Let me change it to something nicer.
Don't, girl. No, don't.
Hannah!
There's nothing wrong with my music. Hard rock is solid. I can relax with it always, but not if you change it to something mellow.
Let me see what else you have. For God's sake, Hannah, I just don't believe this tune is going to make you feel better.
Hannah leaps from her chair and grabs Tasha's hand before she can touch the iPod.
Don't touch it. This is white music. White music is all right. I want to listen to white music.
What?
Everything white in this country is being destroyed.
Pardon me?
You heard me? White people, white power, white privilege, everything white is depressing, dark, and dreadful. It's not good enough to be white anymore.
Even you, Hannah Bogus?
The NAACP has hosted presidents all the way until Trump decided to stick it to them. All while white movements like the Venerated Daughters of the Confederacy are greeted with scorn and derision.
Ah, Trump? The Daughters of the Confederacy, Hannah?
White monuments like President Jefferson Davis and General Stonewall Jackson are covered in black tar while Martin Luther King's black head glitters in the White House.
President Jefferson Davis? Martin Luther King Jr.'s black head? What on earth are you saying, Hannah?
And now I'm not allowed to enjoy white music? At work? On the radio? In parties? White music is given short shrift. Not here. Not now.
In that case, let me find you some Barry White.
Tasha reaches towards the iPod again, and Hannah grabs her hand again.
Don't try to be too smart with me, girl. To hell with Barry White. White music will not go extinct. It must be preserved.
Tasha returns to her cart of dirty clothes.
What a revelation. I never took you for one of those people.
Oh, Tasha. I'm sorry. I can't believe those foul, awful words came from my mouth.
From whose mouth did they come from then? Mine?
I voted for Barack Obama the first time I voted for a president. And I voted for him again 4 years later. I'm not racist.
And then for Trump, which kind of cancels out your earlier votes, doesn't it?
I signed Tom Steyer's internet petition for the impeachment.
Just because you signed a petition for a crazy man's impeachment, you can attack Martin Luther King Jr.?
When Eric Gardner was choked to death by the cops, I saw the video and I cried.
And you think your grief over Eric Gardner gives you immunity from being racist?
You can play Barry White. He has no bigger fan than me. Can't get enough of his love, Tasha. Kid you not, I'm not a racist.
Well, Hannah, until tonight, I never thought you were. There are no words to describe my shock.
Are those latex free?
They don't make latex gloves anymore, I think. And they're new, so...
There are two situations I avoid at all costs.
Yeah?
Latex materials, they sent me to the ICU twice. And severe emotional distress. I pass out if I don't have time to prepare or diffuse a situation. You can play Barry White. I love his music and I liked him. I'm not prejudiced.
Your purported love of Barry White's music establishes your anti-racism, does it?
I like Barry White as I do every other human. His death hit me like everybody else's. I'm truly not a hater.
When you divide music into black and white, two genres no one else recognizes, what do we call you?
After Charlottesville, I detested President Trump's both sides statement. Please, don't count me as someone on the other side.
When you wouldn't listen to Barry White music because he's black, what should we count you as?
Please, don't get the wrong impression of me. What I said before doesn't represent who I am.
When you physically restrain a black woman, not once, but twice, and prevent her from exercising a little discretion in the choice of music, what do you want me to think of you?
Extreme stress caused by loneliness. And betrayal is an affliction. It hurts so bad that it can contort you into something and somebody you're not. I love all people equally, no matter the color of their skin or the texture of their hair. I am not a racist.
Why are you lonely? What happened to your husband?
The signs were there, but I ignored them.
What signs?
His affairs.
What signs?
First, there was a woman's hair on his clothing, his lab coat.
It couldn't have been your hair?
It was a black woman's hair. Although a white woman's would have hurt just the same.
How did he explain it?
That he had a new black barber.
And you don't believe him?
I gave him the benefit of the doubt at first.
Who sits in his barber's chair with a lab coat on?
I know. I should have gotten rid of him then.
But instead you waited for the other shoe to drop.
Matter of fact, I did.
What happened?
Lipstick on his white shirt.
Not on his white coat?
On his shirt, here, just above the breast pocket.
How did he explain it?
He claimed it was ink that leaked from his pen.
Was the pen upside down in his pocket?
He would have me believe his pen leaks against gravity.
What did you do then?
My suspicion grew worse.
You still didn't get rid of him?
I found a condom in his pocket.
You kicked him out at that point, didn't you?
Believe me, I wish I had.
I'm shocked that you didn't.
I put him under surveillance. 3 days ago, Thursday, the detective informed me that Mike checked into the Western Inn on Flatbush Avenue with a woman. I took a taxi there in the middle of the night. I used the spare key to slip into the backseat of his car and waited until dawn for them to come out and get in.
They didn't see you?
How could they have? They walked like a happy couple to the car. I lay in the back seat, covered by a blanket.
Your hair was covered with a bonnet, I hope.
Don't make fun. I wasn't going to let that nasty blanket rip off my brittle hair.
So they entered the car.
Can you believe he opened the car door for her?
Does he ever open the car door for you?
Are you kidding?
So they took their seats in the car.
Driver and passenger took their seats. I sat up and said, "Mike?"
From the back seat.
Right. He froze like a patient wrapped in a cooling blanket. Then the prostitute, who turns out is a clerk in the liver transplant ward, practically flew out of the car. I told him to give me the keys.
The car key.
The car key, absolutely, and the house keys, too. He handed them over. I kicked him out of the apartment.
Good for you.
I have one big regret, though.
What's that?
I should have acted earlier when I first saw the signs.
I'm surprised, honestly, that you didn't, that it took you so long.
By not doing so, I risked my health.
STDs are epidemic in New York.
My advice to you, if you find yourself in a similar situation, don't wait. Act fast.
Have you checked yourself out?
Believe me, I did. And I'm all good. All my tests came out perfect. But the betrayal, the loneliness, and the hurt won't go away. And I've been acting and talking like somebody else lately.
Like you just did today.
Please believe me, I'm not a racist.
Actions and deeds, not words, will convince the world that you are not. No one declares they're a racist ever, not even the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
I agree with you, Tasha.
When somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
So said Maya Angelou, my favorite author. And I agree with both of you. I will show you who I am, that I am not racist.
And how are you going to do that?
My next husband will be black.
What? Oh, are you dating a black man right now?
No,
Have you ever?
never.
So, how are you going to marry an African American man if you've never even gone out with one?
I want to prove to you that I'm not racist. I'm embarrassed by what I said and my behavior today. Besides, I'm done with white men.
You can't be serious.
I am.
I won't believe it until I'm your bridesmaid.
Find me a black man, Tasha, and I'll marry him.
Any black man?
Obviously, you wouldn't bring me riffraff, would you?
Not every resident of the homeless shelter is riffraff. Some have unfortunately fallen upon hard times.
Oh, hell no. You're not bringing me a homeless man.
Even if they're otherwise great?
A great homeless man? What an oxymoron. No, he must meet a certain criteria.
Like?
A physician would be preferable. Otherwise, some college education.
Height?
My height, or taller. I don't want to be looking down on my husband.
Employment status?
Tasha, what would I do with a homeless man? Are you kidding me?
I'm just checking.
No. He must be employed. Better if he's a physician, in which case I will be particularly aggressive in my pursuit.
Men like that are in short supply. You know that, right?
Who? African American males or African American male physicians?
Both.
Short, but not zero supply. All I need is one.
They're not without their problems, to tell you the truth. They can be a real pain in the you-know-where.
Are you trying to steer me away from black men? Wouldn't that be racist, Tasha?
I'm married to one and I'm about to get out of it. Possibly find me a nice white man.
The grass is always greener on the other side. But why do you want to divorce your husband?
I'm not happy.
Does he still commute from your property in Connecticut?
He moved in with me a month ago. Our neighbors are watching the property.
Does he cheat on you?
I'd throw him out the second I found even the flimsiest evidence of an affair.
Does he need help in the bedroom?
Rarely. When he wants to be, he's a wild animal in the bedroom. He knows how to turn a woman on. But his preference is for me to ride his horse while he lies there, hisses, pants, and tells me to give it to me, my empress. When I come home, usually I'm exhausted and don't even want to be bothered.
Is he stingy with money?
He's got no problem with that.
How much debt does he have?
He does have student loans, but
How big are these loans, would you say?
not too much compared to the average young physician. Really, less than 40 grand, I think.
Only? I mean, don't get me wrong, 40 grand is no small change.
He's been paying his loans back very aggressively.
And you still want to leave him?
Hannah, money isn't everything. Happiness is.
Does he leave all the household chores to you?
Actually, he does his fair share, if not more. The laundry, for example, we alternate.
Does he use drugs?
Never.
So why do you want to leave him?
Pursuit of happiness. It's embedded into the U.S. Constitution, isn't it?
Going by everything you've told me, he checks all the boxes. And he's a physician to boot. As you've noted, men like that are in short supply. All right, the first African American man you introduce me to who meets all the criteria will be my next husband. You introduce and I'll seduce.
Enter Abel Tinfield, pushing a cart of dirty clothes.
Oh, speak of the devil. Meet my husband, Dr. Abel Tinfield.
Abel shakes hands with Hannah.
Abel, this is Hannah, the head nurse in the GI ward.
Nice meeting you, Dr. Tinfield.
Likewise, just call me Abel.
I must tell you, your wife is the best GI doctor in Brooklyn General. Patients and staff alike adore her.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that others are seeing what I saw years ago.
Surgeon, right?
Right, department head.
And you're on the 10th floor or across the street?
We're on the 10th floor.
Tasha told me you just moved to be closer to work.
I only moved in the last month. The commute from our home in Connecticut was beginning to take its toll on me.
I can only imagine what the traffic situation on I-95 is like. You got tired of it, huh?
Honestly, I got tired of being away from Tasha. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Then I should get going to the swimming pool.
Abel leans over and pecks Tasha on the lips. Hannah watches. Abel exits.
Tasha, why would you even consider leaving such a gentleman?
I told you, I'm not happy.
Tasha turns and moves to transfer her clothes from the washer into the dryer. Hannah stands at her back with Abel's cart of clothes behind her. Hannah quickly opens her handbag, takes out a fine comb, and brushes through her hair. She collects the hair fibers on the comb with her fingers and hurriedly inserts them into Abel's clothes. She grabs one of Abel's white shirts and smears it with the lipstick from her lips before putting it back into the cart. Finally, she removes a condom from her bag, bites one end off, and inserts it into the back pocket of one of Abel's pants. She pushes the pants deep into the cart. She turns on her phone to record their conversation and sets it face down on the table. Tasha turns to see Hannah rummaging through the pants pockets of her own dirty clothing on the table. Tasha starts to separate her husband's white clothing from the colored.
Don't you empty the pockets before washing the clothes?
Not always.
Ugh. Men can be careless. You might accidentally bleach an important document and live to regret it.
I won't be washing his clothes for long anyway. I'll soon be out.
Tasha, are you certain you want to divorce your husband? He appears to be a down-to-earth gentleman type. There's only one reason I could imagine justifying you divorcing that man.
Which is?
If you have evidence of him having an affair. I can't think of another reason.
Trust me, you don't have to worry about that. If I catch him,
it would be dangerous to hang in there. They don't change, and they'll only put you at risk.
The most important thing in a marriage is happiness. If you can't find it, get out or go into depression followed by a never-ending downward spiral.
But your husband's got everything a woman wants in a man. He checks all the boxes.
Only the boxes you can see.
What other boxes are there?
Do you know his food preferences?
I'm sure he's no cannibal or poop eater. Otherwise, what does it matter?
He must have his protein shake before breakfast.
I know next to nothing about protein shakes, but lots of nurses and doctors drink them at work. It can't be too bad, can it?
I don't care for it, but I don't mind him taking it either. The problem is he has his own peculiar recipe that must be followed with painstaking exactness.
So you have it written in boldface in the kitchen, I presume?
I have it right here, having done it daily. Frozen and overripe 1.5 Honduran bananas, 2 quills of Ceylon cinnamon, 8 ounces of plain unsweetened Californian almond milk, 4 ounces of full fat Greek yogurt, and 4 ounces of Edgewood whey protein powder.
And you have to get all the ingredients exactly right.
All 5 ingredients the exact brand of those ingredients, and in exact quantities, blended for 3 minutes. And that's the easy part of his diet.
And the difficult part?
He loves chitlins, which I can't stand.
Chitlins? What's that?
Hog intestine. My husband literally lives low on the hog.
Ouch, is that what he eats?
When we were dating, it was all bliss. We went to South Carolina for our honeymoon and ran into a street party called Chitlin Strip. My husband fell in love with chitlins right there.
I volunteered in a slaughterhouse in North Carolina in high school. I still remember the balls of worms in the pig's intestines. Ugh, you're giving me goosebumps. Now I feel like I'm gonna puke.
When he cooks chitlins, the odor is so pungent, the nausea is so intense that even with all the windows open, I feel like you do now. I just retreat to my bedroom and sulk.
Your bedroom?
We don't sleep together, for the most part. Can you imagine a chitlin tongue in your mouth or on your skin licking you?
And you've put up with that all this time?
It's even worse than that.
How?
My husband loves mushrooms. I have a mushroom intolerance. They give me severe gas, bloating, and diarrhea.
Any species of mushrooms or all of them?
It doesn't matter. I don't care for any kind of mushroom anyway, but he's crazy about shiitake.
Shiitake. Never heard of it.
He buys it in large quantities from Costco. Sliced, black, rubbery stuff. It's bland and it's tasteless.
I don't care for mushrooms either. I don't know why anyone would be crazy about them, especially if they sicken his wife.
He must have pasta, mushrooms, and chitlins every day for dinner. It's not a dish that I can tolerate.
I don't care for pasta either. I don't remember the last time I ate it.
It gets worse.
What do you mean?
So, he prepares the dish.
You don't prepare it, right?
No. I don't go near the kitchen with that awful odor of chitlins. He prepares the dish and expects me to sit with him at the table and feed him.
Feed him? As in, place the spoon in his mouth?
Right.
Where are his hands while you're spoon feeding him?
On the table, in his pockets, wherever.
But still, I don't think you should seek a divorce on that basis. The chitlins fad will eventually pass. The only inexcusable offense is cheating.
Tasha picks up her husband's brown shirt with blonde hair all over it.
Look at this.
Hair?
Blonde hair. How did it get in here?
I suppose it could be from a patient? But honestly...
Honestly?
You want to know the truth? There's only one explanation. He's seeing another woman. Obviously a blonde.
What other explanation could he have?
Well, that he shaved a man's hair in preparation for a surgical procedure.
Oh, that won't fly with me.
That he got it from his new white barber shop.
That's bogus. Excuse the wordplay.
What do you want to do?
Confront him. Depending on his explanation, I'll react.
You have to protect yourself. Insist on testing for STDs. If all else fails, your health is all you've got. Until the results are in, stay in your bedroom and listen to inspiring music.
Music? I can't.
Why not?
He won't let me.
What do you mean?
My husband's musical taste has changed. It's become very bizarre. He can't stand Mary J. Blige, Taylor Swift, or J-Lo, 3 of my favorite artists. He calls their music noise.
They're my favorites too. I like Adele and Sade too. Does he like Jay-Z?
I wish, because I like him too. But no.
50 Cent?
Nope. Noise.
Dre?
Nope. I tell you, my husband's taste in music is horrible.
What does he like then?
Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach.
Never heard of that group.
They're not a group.
Oh, you mean classical music. That's eccentric, to say the least.
My husband wants nothing but classical music played in the house. No Dre, no 50 Cent, no Jay-Z.
His musical taste is evolving. That's probably all it is. The classical music fad will pass too. I don't think you should divorce him on that basis, if he's faithful.
Tasha selects a white shirt from her husband's cart and finds the lipstick stain on it.
Oh my God!
That's lipstick.
Lipstick on my husband's shirt?
What do you want to do?
I think I'm going to kill him. Abel, without a good explanation, you're dead.
The lipstick is at his waistline, just above his belt.
Why is that important?
If she was standing, she'd be 3 feet tall. A child prostitute or a midget or dwarf or something. If you want to know the truth, she had to be on her knees. One of those loose women with knee pads in their handbags just in case. She probably tried to undo his belt with her teeth.
This is unbelievable.
What do you want to do?
Abel's a dead man.
You won't actually kill him, will you? Please don't.
I will not accept any bogus explanation. Sorry. Again, your last name is inconvenient for conversation, you know? After what he and I have gone through, I will not accept this betrayal lying down. When I'm in the house, I can't even watch my favorite TV shows. He's out there having fun? Oh, I'm going to kill him.
TV?
My husband is crazy about football, especially Auburn and the Carolina Panthers.
Auburn? Where's that?
Abel attended Auburn University in Alabama when Cam Newton was there.
Who's Cam Newton?
He's crazy about Cam Newton, now the Panthers quarterback.
Is the Panthers the name of a team? Pardon my asking. I can't stand watching the game. Too violent for me. Give me my figure skating and Netflix anytime.
Yes, the Carolina Panthers. When the game is on, the TV plays it and nothing else. For him to treat me like that and then go out and play with loose women? He's dead man.
She was certainly on her knees. And he must have held her head like this so passionately that he plucked the hair from her head and got them on his shirt. Get tested, Tasha.
And he had the audacity to suggest we have our first baby this year. That's first baby, with a total of 4 or 5. Abel Tinfield, you're not getting out of this one.
Please don't kill him. It will do you no good.
After all he's put me through, he's not getting out unscathed.
You need to get out unscathed. That's why you need to get tested. He's already a loser. What will it profit you to hurt him and spend the rest of your life in jail?
Tasha pulls up her husband's pants and finds the partially opened condom in the back pocket.
He opened it, but didn't use it? He must have put it back in his pocket. Totally irresponsible. He's put you both at risk. I wonder if he did it in his office.
You bet I'm getting tested.
I'm sorry you have to go through this. Whatever you decide to do, you'll have my support. Short of physical injury or murder or suicide.
Abel? Abel! Let me go upstairs and see if that loser is back. If he's there, he'll be totally screwed.
Tasha exits.
He'll love it. He'll totally love it.
Hannah sits down and takes out her phone, logging onto her Amazon account and ordering several items.
Auburn Tigers women's gear. Official NCAA University Tigers women's long sleeve ombre spirit wear jersey t-shirt. Add to cart. NCAA Auburn Tigers 16-ounce protein shake bottle. Add to cart. Cam Newton t-shirt. Add to cart. Chitlin cookbook. The Great American Chitlin Cookbook by E. Frank Stevenson Jr. Add to...
Tasha barges back into the laundry room. Hannah nearly drops her phone.
What did you say when I stepped out of this laundry room?
Oh, what did you hear, if I may ask?
Was that sarcasm when you said my husband would love it, or were you being funny?
You went up and totally screwed him, right? He loved it, didn't he?
How did you know my husband would love it?
He would totally love it, I said, if you heard me correctly.
How did you know that?
What are you trying to imply?
You would only know that if you've been sleeping with him.
Are you out of your mind?
Yes or no? Have you been messing with my husband?
Who called Abel a wild animal in the bedroom? Who revealed that Abel knows how to explore a woman's body?
Oh, now you're on a first name basis with my husband.
That's what he wanted me to call him. You heard him, didn't you? I'll address him differently when we're on the 10th floor.
I see. You know his office. Is that why you described the scene with such clarity? He probably did it in his office. She was on her knees. He held her head with his two hands like this.
Where else would he have done it?
You said she was on her knees. How did you know that?
You're out of order here, Tasha.
You said she traveled with knee pads in her bag.
Some of these whores do, don't they?
Since you remembered the scene so well, prove that you weren't the one with him.
Tasha, I met your husband for the first time today. Just now. You are totally out of control. You need to worry about STDs, not about me, okay?
You need to prove to me that you don't have knee pads in your handbag.
What I have in my bag is none of your business.
Let me see.
Tasha grabs Hannah's purse and a brief struggle ensues.
Leave my bag alone!
Enter Abel, putting himself between the ladies, separating them.
What's going on here, ladies?
You, Abel? Let me tell you something. You are a dead man unless you can tell me what you have been doing with this whore.
What are you talking about?
Your wife has gone berserk. I don't know what she's on. She tried to snatch my handbag, but I won't let her.
I have to see the knee pads in her purse and the messages she sent you, or no one is leaving this room.
Tasha grabs the purse again, but Abel quickly snatches it back and returns it to Hannah.
You, Abel, after all we've gone through, you disgraced me with this slut?
Tasha, I can't condone that kind of profanity. You never talk like that. Something is seriously wrong here. What?
Get your ass upstairs, hand over the apartment keys, and leave with your stuff. I'm totally done with you, sneaky, philandering loser.
Tasha exits.
Marsha, right?
Hannah, actually. Hannah Bogus.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I don't expect you to remember the name.
Hannah, you have my apologies. Something is, seriously wrong, but I'll get to the bottom of it. Let me go upstairs and make sure that my wife doesn't hurt herself.
Hurt herself? More like hurt you. She vowed to kill you. I don't think you should go up without an escort.
I love Tasha, and she knows it. If anything happens to her, this life is over for me. Okay, let me go and make sure that she's fine. I'll be back to talk to you. This fracas can't spill over into the hospital. None of us will end up a winner if it does.
You please don't go. You'll get hurt.
She tries to restrain Abel.
I'll be back.
Abel exits. Hannah logs onto her Amazon account to complete her transaction.
The Great American Chitlin Cookbook. Add to cart. Mozart. A Life by Maynard Solomon. Add to cart. Beethoven. His Life and Music by Jeremy Seidman. Add to cart.
Abel enters.
Hannah, can you tell me what happened between you and Tasha?
You appear to be a very good man. But I'm sorry to say, your wife is the devil herself.
I'm inclined to disagree with that, but what happened?
She's frustrated by the tens of thousands she says you owe in student loans.
Why would she say that? That's not true.
I didn't know. But believe me, that's what she said.
That's hard to believe.
She said she would kill you over it.
Honestly, I disagree with that. But please, tell me, what happened between the two of you?
You may disagree, but that doesn't change the fact that she vowed to kill you.
I doubt it.
Are you calling me a liar?
That's not the word I'd use.
First, your wife attacked me viciously. She wanted to hurt me because I wouldn't support her plot to hurt you. Then you attack my credibility, cutting me off, calling me a liar? Is this a tag team effort by you and your wife to destroy me? An ordinary, lonely, single white nurse? Never have I felt so attacked in my life.
Hannah faints and falls, but Abel catches her.
Hannah!
Hannah and Abel are locked in a tight embrace as he eases her gently onto the chair. Hannah kisses Abel all over the face and on the lips before she reaches the chair. Tasha enters and slaps Abel on the back.
I knew it! Caught red-handed.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean by caught red-handed?
I've got an axe to grind with you, but not right now, nurse. You shameless, undignified slut you are. I can't even start with you.
Tasha, as much as I love you, honestly, that slur is totally unacceptable. Hannah deserves an apology and compassion. She's obviously not feeling well right now.
Abel, first wipe your sweetheart's lipstick off your mouth, then come upstairs and get your belongings out the hallway and get the hell out of my life. Move in with her if you like. She can help you with your student loans.
I will come up, Tasha. But to talk it over, not to leave.
No, you won't. Don't mess with me.
Tasha exits again.
Hannah, thank you for not reacting to my wife's provocation. Such coolness is a rare trait in our society. But why did you kiss me?
Yes. Well, see, I sometimes lose control over my faculties during a fainting spell. You'll have to excuse me. But Abel, I'm very concerned about your safety. I don't want you to do or say anything that could exacerbate the situation and place your life in more jeopardy than it already is.
I'll be fine.
I'm not so sure. I mean, after what Tasha said and that skirmish you witnessed, she said...
Hannah, my wife is hurt emotionally. I will hear you out later, but right now, I need to go upstairs and mollify her.
Can I just tell you what she said and did? What she has planned for you?
Not now, Hannah. Honestly. Let me go and soothe her feelings.
Will you come back to prove to me you're okay?
I'll see you around.
Can I have your number? So I can check on you later.
Honestly, I'll be fine. I'll see you around or at work.
If the door is shut against you, you can store your valuables at my place in the meantime.
Tasha and I love each other.
Tasha re-enters.
What's taking so long to come up and get your stuff? This slut
Tasha, I've said.
Tasha grabs Abel by the shirt collar and pulls him away.
I have no patience for this nonsense.
Tasha and Abel exit. Scene 2, interior apartment laundry. Evening, 3 weeks later. Hannah is in the laundry room, stuffing clothes into the washing machine. She is wearing tight Auburn Tigers leggings and a blue Cam Newton Carolina Panthers V-neck t-shirt. On the table beside her dirty white clothes is her Newton Carolina Panthers Tarvis tumbler containing a protein shake. Her Auburn Tigers food flask is also on the table. Her iPhone is playing the best of Mozart. Abel enters with his cart of dirty laundry.
Hi, Dr. Tinfield.
The name is Abel, please, Hannah.
Good to see you again.
Same here.
He grabs the tumbler and admires the image of Cam Newton on it. He notices her t-shirt and leggings.
Are you a war eagle?
You bet I am.
Fearless and true?
Ever to conquer.
Never to yield?
On to victory.
War eagle! Hey!
War Eagle. Forever and ever.
Since when?
Oh, well, before the year Cam was drafted number 1. First overall draft, 2011.
That's awesome.
But my love affair with Cam started earlier when he was at Blinn. It continued when he went to Florida and blossomed when he led the Tigers to the 2010 BCS National Championship.
It was love at first sight, right?
That's right. And everlasting love, too. Cam is a rare specimen.
It's uncommon to find women who are avid football fans.
That's true. But we're out there. None so more than me.
How did you become so interested in football?
I grew up in a football-crazy home with 4 brothers. My dad was best friends with Gene Chizik.
Chizik was a great coach, and he made an excellent pair with my friend.
Who's your friend?
Abel taps on Cam Newton's image on the tumbler.
This is my buddy. We went to Auburn together.
You attended Auburn?
That's my alma mater.
And you're friends with Cam?
That's my buddy.
War Eagle!
War Eagle! Hey! You've made my day.
You must introduce me to Cam.
I have to let Tasha know that you're crazy about football.
Doesn't she like football?
I'm afraid she's more interested in figure skating.
I can't stand figure skating, and I don't understand why they call it a sport anyway. When the Panthers are playing, nothing else is on my TV.
Abel turns around to empty the washer. Hannah removes a photo from her bag and quickly inserts it into his pile of clothes, along with a card containing a phone number. While Abel turns back around, she grabs the protein shake and holds it aloft.
Time for breakfast.
What's that?
Protein shake. My usual breakfast.
Me too. That's interesting. Tasha doesn't like it, but it's so quick and nourishing.
I don't buy mine from GNC. I prepare it myself.
So do I. Well, actually, Tasha makes it for me.
You probably wouldn't like mine. My recipe is unique.
I have my own recipe too.
First thing in the morning, when I wake up, I go straight to the freezer for my overripe Honduran bananas.
Honduran?
Oh yes, I use only frozen, overripe Honduran bananas. 1.5. Then I get my 2 quills of Ceylon cinnamon.
That's right. Of all the species out there, it contains the least amount of toxic coumarin, which is bad for the liver and kidneys.
I get my 4 ounces of Edgewood Whey protein powder and 4 ounces of full-fat Greek yogurt and add them to 8 ounces of unsweetened California almond milk.
That's right. California almond milk is a low carb and zero cholesterol.
I blend it for 3 minutes, and I'm all set for the day.
That's right.
Hannah opens the tumbler and pours a small quantity of the protein shake into the cap.
Take this. Please taste it.
It's yours. I don't want to deprive you of your breakfast.
Please take it. I have more at home, and I'll go up soon. I just enjoy sharing my food with others.
Abel takes the tumbler from Hannah, and they both drink.
Delicious.
I'm glad you like it. Some of my happiest moments come when I'm alone with my tumbler of protein shake, watching the Panthers.
I also watch alone. There's less fun in watching alone, though. What a day! I'll have to tell Tasha all about this.
You can always come over when the game is on.
It would be much more fun for the three of us to watch it together, you know? Maybe you could bring your boyfriend, make it a party.
I'm single.
By choice? If you don't mind me asking.
By necessity. I trusted my husband 100% until I caught him red-handed messing with a prostitute.
You put him out, right?
That's right.
In marriage, like in life, trust in your partner is of utmost necessity.
I trust myself 100%. I'll never cheat on my husband.
Were there any clues before you found out?
Yeah. When you're in love, you become the devil's advocate.
Sure. You stay in denial even with the clues staring you in the face.
I'm sure you trust your wife 100%. You'd dismiss any clues out of hand.
Abel picks up another shirt. The card with the phone number falls to the ground.
What's that?
109-708-3346.
Must be somebody's phone number.
Where's that area code from?
Why don't you call it?
Abel dials the number, turning his phone on to speaker.
You have reached the voicemail of Mike Longley. Gorgeous ladies, please leave a message. All others, please call back later.
Who's Mike Longlin?
The only Mike Longlin I know is a white male nurse in my unit, the GI ward. Sounds like his voice.
What kind of man is he?
He has a reputation as a playboy. He chases every skirt that passes by him.
Why and how would his business card end up here?
Maybe Tasha asked for his number. Though I can't imagine why she would.
I have no clue, but I'll find out.
I'm sorry, but could it be a clue staring you in the face?
Tasha isn't like that. We love each other and have promised to be together until death makes us part.
Would you believe me if I gave you some background info?
Sure.
Would you not shut me down and make me faint like you did the last time?
I promise.
Before I do that, can I change the music? Most people, unlike me, have no interest in classical music, and I don't want to be selfish.
This is Mozart's Violin Sonata number 18 in G major. Let it play. I'm enjoying myself.
I'm impressed.
Why do you say that?
Most men and women are into Jay-Z, Drake, and 50 Cent.
I don't care for that kind of noise.
And I thought I was weird.
If you are, I am too. Two weirdos in a laundry room.
You're awesome.
I should be saying that to you.
So you don't listen to any hip hop?
I have stacks of classical CDs from Mozart to Bach to Beethoven. This is my kind of music. I'm enjoying it.
I have a collection too. CDs, vinyl records, and whatever. Probably larger than yours. Why don't you drop by and listen with me?
Tasha doesn't like classical music. I'll check with her and see if we can come over. Maybe we can convert her.
That's after she answers the questions about Mike Longlin.
I think she'll have a more than satisfactory explanation.
The background information.
I'm ready.
Last time your wife and I met here, she said she would kill you.
Don't take it literally.
She said she wasn't happy.
But why? I don't get it.
She said your student loan debt is an albatross for the family. Her exact words.
Albatross? I owe less than 40 grand. If she said so.
Are you doubting me?
Not really. I was just gonna say something must have come over her.
It's none of my business. If you don't believe me, I'll shut up.
I promised not to shut you up. I'm just having trouble processing it.
Abel picks up another shirt from the cart, a Carolina Panthers t-shirt with both the team logo and Cam Newton.
That's a nice t-shirt.
Whenever I wear this t-shirt during their games, the Panthers win. I like to put it on and relax at home with popcorn. That game with the Saints is going to be a wild card.
I'm going to the game. I'll be in the Superdome.
How much is the air ticket?
My sister works for Northeast. I fly free. I can get you a free ticket if you're able to come.
At this short notice, the hotels must be fully booked. No room in the inn.
I've got a timeshare in New Orleans. You don't have to worry about where to stay. There's plenty of room.
Let me check with Tasha if she wants to go.
I don't mean to be the other woman, believe me. But I don't know if you want to drag her along. Can you really enjoy the game if you're sitting by someone who has no understanding of or interest in the game?
If I can't convince her to go, I'll stay with her, I guess.
Your wife surprised me the last time we met here.
How'd she do that?
Why would any woman in her right mind want to leave a gentleman like you? I wouldn't.
Tasha is a great woman, and I would do anything to pacify her. I don't think she meant it when she threatened to kill me.
Don't quote me on it, but there are all these rumors in the hospital about your wife having a crush on Mike Longlin.
Abel picks up another dirty shirt from the cart. A photo of Mike Longlin lying in bed and his underpants fall to the floor. He picks it up.
Who's this?
That's him. Mike Longlin.
Why would he want me to see him like this?
Even if you're in denial, you should probably get tested. Protect yourself from something you've got no business having.
I'm gonna have a heart-to-heart with Tasha.
As part of the heart-to-heart talk, please ask her why she smeared your white shirt with the burgundy lipstick she was wearing the other day.
She did that?
She surprised me. She picked up the shirt just as you have done. I thought she was about to soak it in bleach. Instead, she rubbed it against her lips.
She did that?
Yep. She saw the look on my face and didn't even wait for me to ask the question.
What question?
Why did you do that?
And she said?
This is the evidence, she said. I'm going to kill my husband. I didn't even know he had so many student loans, and now he's cheating on me.
She's manufacturing evidence to prove my infidelity?
That was what I asked her. She said you were a very good man otherwise.
Then why did she plant a lipstick stain on my shirt?
To hang a good dog, you've got to give him a bad name. She added that although you were a very good black man otherwise, she was done with black men.
Hannah's phone, lying on the table, rings while she has wet clothes in her hand.
I can get it for you.
Put it on speaker, please.
Abel looks at the phone before pressing the button to answer it.
It's Mike. Hello?
Who's it?
It's none of your business who answers my phone.
You having an attitude with me because of your new man?
How many times do I have to say it's none of your business?
You couldn't wait for me to leave the house before bringing in another man?
Mike, let this be the last time you call or attempt to contact me in any way, shape, or form, okay? One more call and I'll get a restraining order against you.
Let me tell you something.
I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Who I go with is none of your business.
Abel hangs up the phone.
Was that your husband?
My ex-husband, Mike Longlin. Though the divorce isn't final yet.
The same Mike Longlin from the picture?
The very same.
And he gave Tasha his phone number and a semi-nude photo?
If your wife wants him, he's all hers. I can't believe I was married to him. Ugh, I don't want him. I will remain single until I meet a single, great man like you.
Sounds like he misses you. Maybe he wants to reconcile.
It'll never happen. I'm done with him. It's not just that you won't go out with me. I'm done with white men. They're always up to no good.
Do you have children with him?
That's another thing. I was ready from day one. He always said it wasn't the time. I would love to be a mother. I want 5 children, eventually.
Hannah switches the music on the iPod.
Beethoven Symphony No. 5 in C minor. I love it. I think you'll make a good mother. I could see it in you. Tasha and I need to work on it.
Work on?
On the trust deficit between us. The thing preventing us from starting our own family.
She doesn't want kids.
She isn't eager. We've got to work on it. She and I need a lot of counseling. As for the lipstick smear issue, that's not the Tasha I know.
People change. The lipstick smear wasn't the only evidence she made against you.
What else did she do?
I couldn't believe it when she took the condom from her purse and bit one edge off. She put the partially open condom in the back pocket of your pants.
Are you serious?
It's only because you're such a nice man, from the way you've conducted yourself since I met you, that I feel an obligation to tell you these things.
Do you mean Tasha placed the condom in my pocket?
I told you. I saw it with my own eyes.
Since that day, Tasha has buzzed in my ears about how she caught me red-handed. You mean she put it there?
It was weird to see a responsible married woman take a male condom, or a female one for that matter, from her handbag.
We haven't had peace in our home since the discovery of the hair, the lipstick stain, and especially the condom.
Time heals all wounds, hasn't it?
Some wounds only get worse with time. It's been getting worse for us by the day. I'm determined to make it work. Tell me again, Did you see her put the condom in my pants pocket?
I saw her do it.
Tasha put a condom in my back pocket to justify killing me?
I told her I was surprised at the stuff she keeps in her purse. She said every woman does the same, and I told her that wasn't true. Then she asked if our conversation was being recorded. That's why she grabbed my bag when I wouldn't agree to let her rifle through it. That was when you arrived.
Did you indeed record it?
It may be a crime in New York State to record anyone without their consent. If I have to go to prison for you to know the truth, so be it. Everything I've heard about you convinces me you are a very decent man. Would you like to listen to it?
By all means, please.
Hannah turns on the heavily doctored recording of her conversation with Tasha.
Abel Tinfield, I'm going to kill him.
Please don't kill him. It will do you no good.
Abel's a dead man.
How big are these loans?
Abel's a dead man.
Hannah turns the recording off.
Thank you for the information. Whatever came over Tasha, this is very disturbing.
Let's say you did owe $1 million in student loans. Would that justify your wife killing you? I don't think so. Abel, I don't want you to die.
Tasha and I have a long way and many therapy sessions to go. It will be a painstaking process, but I think we can heal.
Hannah tunes the iPod to another track.
Brahms Symphony Number 3. You have a great sampling here.
After a long and hard day's work, nothing could be more soothing than relaxing with a glass of wine, Brahms, and your partner at dinner.
She opens her food flask, a small plastic bowl and the cutlery wrapped in sturdy paper.
Unfortunately, my ex did not like what I ate.
What did you eat that he didn't like?
I don't know anyone else who eats the way I do. That's one of the reasons I've always had problems in my relationships.
Are you a vegan?
An omnivore.
Like most of us. Who can have a problem with that?
There's more to it, but I'm sure you haven't eaten what I'm talking about. It's not exactly normal.
I'm a pretty knowledgeable foodie. I can hold my own.
You ever heard of chitlins?
Hannah tunes the iPod to Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro.
The Marriage of Figaro is one of my favorite Mozarts. You've got a great compilation here. Wait. Chitlins? You eat that?
Oh, you've heard of it?
Originally the staple of the poor, my slave ancestors in the South?
I grew up in the South, and you're right. I guess you have a negative impression about it. Most people do.
To be perfectly honest with you, I not only have a positive impression of it, I love it.
While most people consider it too pungent, I've eaten it daily for as long as I can remember and love it.
As soon as you opened that container, the aroma hit me. I almost asked if that was a chitlins, but I never would have imagined that you ate it.
I eat it all the time. On a Sunday like today, I prepare a big pot of it so it can last me at least a week.
I'm already salivating. I try to eat it every day too. And I haven't met anybody else in New York who likes chitlins, or even a restaurant where it's served.
Consider my apartment your restaurant.
That's good to know. I'll share the invitation with Tasha.
You just don't know how excited I am to discover your love for chitlins. I always thought I was alone.
No more. Now you are a part of a community.
Could there be others out there? Or is it just us?
Tasha doesn't like it. She complains its odor is too strong and it gives her nausea. When I cook it, she opens all the windows and retreats into her own world. But I can't give it up. What else do you put in your dish?
Do you like mushrooms?
Now you've got me. My taste buds can't wait to be serviced.
Do you like shiitake?
I'm lost for words. Tasha would tell you that I'm crazy about shiitake mushrooms.
I like it fried, with pasta.
Pasta? This is incredible. That's my other staple. It's like I called in an order from my own personal restaurant. Awesome.
Fried mushrooms, pasta, and chitlins. This is so unreal.
That's exactly how I like them. This is unbelievable. Tasha and I will have to come over.
Why didn't we meet when we were both single?
I wish we had.
Hannah scoops up a spoonful of the food and offers it to Abel, who's bleaching another one of his white shirts.
Here, please, taste it.
Just a minute. Let me take off my gloves.
Oh, please, don't worry about taking off your gloves.
Tasha wouldn't approve. Let me take off my gloves.
Please, take it. I'm not being difficult.
Abel opens his mouth, lets Hannah put the spoon in.
I'm gonna say, never have I tasted better prepared chitlins. Now you've got to go just when I feel like I'm in heaven.
Why do you say that?
I'm either in heaven or near it. I've got the best food in my mouth, delivered in the most satisfying fashion, and the most emotional music in my ears.
What makes Mozart's Requiem so emotional?
It reminds one of departures and ends. You must go, I know. Just when I'm beginning to enjoy your food and your company.
I'm leaving on a bittersweet note, too. You know something?
What?
You've made my day.
How have I made your day?
By allowing me to feed you.
Well, I'm glad you're leaving on a happy note then. You, Tasha, and I, we'll have to get together soon and enjoy some nice music and some good Southern cooking.
When I'm in a relationship, there's only one other thing that gives me more pleasure than feeding my partner. Although we're not in a relationship, the joy is almost the same, nevertheless.
What's that thing that gives you more pleasure? If you don't mind me asking.
I'd be too embarrassed to tell you, since you're not my man.
Tell me, please. I can handle it.
Should I?
Yes. Please.
Riding his horse at the end of the day, dominating him like his empress. Oh, I'm sorry I said those things.
I don't find it embarrassing. Just like I'm not embarrassed that you spoon-fed me.
Especially if he acknowledges me as his empress and asks for more. I sleep better afterwards.
He does too, I'm sure.
Hannah spoons another bite out of the container.
There's not much left in this bowl, but there's a big pot in my fridge upstairs. Let me give this to you.
Abel opens his mouth while rinsing his clothes as Hannah feeds him. Tasha enters with a handful of dirty clothes for her husband to wash. She drops the clothes on the floor, knocks the bowl of food from Hannah's hand, and slaps her husband in the cheek, forcing him to spit out the food. Hannah stands up to prevent Tasha from delivering a second slap. Tasha pushes Hannah violently away. Hannah crashes against the washing machine.
So, you came here to humiliate and embarrass me?
What's the matter with you?
Don't get me started with you, racist, shameless slut.
Tasha advances menacingly towards Hannah, but Abel steps between them, taking off his gloves.
You came down here looking for some of the trash? Well, don't put your hand on my sweetheart. You, foul-mouthed, devious, cunning, violent, diabolical, black trash.
Just who are you describing with those words?
I'm finished with you. Lazy black trash. Well, after all, that's the language you understand, isn't it?
What do you mean you're finished with me?
You know exactly what I mean. You are my past. I'll spend the rest of my life with Hannah.
This nurse? This whore? This racist demagogue? Is she the one to clean and cook your chitlins and ride your horse and give it to you like your empress?
That's right. Hannah and I leave for the Panthers Saints playoff games in New Orleans on Saturday. I'll get the divorce papers ready before we do and have them delivered for your signature.
I'm not signing anything. You've got to be kidding me.
Whether you sign the papers or not, we're moving on. Your behavior is disgraceful, and you clearly don't appreciate Abel.
Not so fast, nurse. You see that blue camera there? It captured the whole scam you tried to pull off. My wonderful husband Abel and I decided to play along just for the fun of it. I didn't know you carried condoms about and ate them like candy. It's all on this CD, which my husband and I have played countless times.
That's right. You are devious and dangerous, Hannah.
Abel, my love, congratulations. You are the greatest actor of all time. No disrespect to Hollywood. I'm sorry for the slap, though.
I'm sorry, Tasha, for calling you names. You took it better than any actress in Hollywood would. You know you're the love of my life. No one will come between us. Ever. Certainly not this cunning nurse.
In tampering with our clothes, you broke the law. Multiple laws, actually, and you're going to prison. You did the crime, now you'll do the time. Whom God has joined together, let no woman put asunder.
Abel and Tasha embrace each other and kiss. Hannah faints and falls on the floor. The end.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's presentation of Opham Aja's Dirty Linen, presented by Queen's Theatre at Home. I'd like to introduce the playwright, Mr. Aja.
My name is Opham Aja. I am the playwright. I'm a practicing physician in New York Presbyterian Brooklyn Methodist Hospital. And one of my hobbies is writing plays and novels. I am very pleased that Queen's Theatre has taken the interest in this play, and I want to thank Rob and Jay and all the actresses and is it Dante, the only actor in the group, for the excellent job they have done with this play.
Hi, I'm Camille Howard. I'm the director for Dirty Linen. I am currently in Carmel, Indiana. I normally live in Queens. I've been in New York for 8 years, directing in the city and and assisting in the city and regionally, and also working as an assistant stage director at the Met. This is my second time directing for Queen's Theater. Last year, I directed Misadu Noir, and so I'm happy to be back working with Queen's Theater, even though it's remote. And it's been a delight working with Rob and the Queen's Theater team again. And thank you to my entire cast and the playwright for their fantastic work.
Hi, my name is Diana Sapui. I am Philadelphia born, bred, raised, educated. I've been in New York City for about 8 years, and I've been acting professionally for about that same time. This is my second time doing a reading with Queen's Theater, and I am so happy to be back. Currently a resident of Queens this time around in Richmond Hill, so yay Queens. And I play Dr. Tasha King.
My name is Vanessa. I play Hannah Bogus, and I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas. I'm an actress. I've lived in New York for about 4 years now, and this is my first Queen's Theater project, and I had so much fun working with everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dante Jean-Felix. I play Abel in this production. And yeah, I've been working professionally for 5 years. This is my first production with Queen's Theater, so I'm very excited to be working with them and everyone here. So thank you.
Hello, hi, my name is Marcus Jones. I'm also from Texas, from Dallas, Texas. I play stage directions in Dirty Linen. And this is also, like Vanessa, my first Queen's Theater project. And I was very excited. I am very excited to talk about it. So thank you guys so much for having me up with the team.
Well, it's good to meet all you guys and to welcome the people that are new to Queen's Theater and welcome back the people that have worked there before. I wanted to ask Opham how he came up with the idea for the play. What inspired you to write this play, Opham?
Well, one of my patients told me a story that I thought would make a very good basis for a play. She told me that one of her friends, a very close friend of hers, told her that she saw her husband, my patient's husband, at a party with another woman. And she was so upset that she moved out of her home. The very next day, that friend moved in with her husband. In any case, to cut the long story short, she fought back and she and her husband reconciled. And I thought, the betrayal by people close to you would make a very interesting plot. There's betrayal in this play, and I of course layered it with racism, and I just thought that I could use that vehicle to explore some of these problems that we have in society.
Thank you. Camille, I have a question for you. When I first read the play, one of the things that really struck me about it and drew me to it was how unusual the tone was. I couldn't quite figure it out. It seemed to be sort of dangerous and provocative. At the same time, it seemed to be funny. I wasn't quite sure. So I'm wondering what your thoughts were when you first read the play about the tone and how you handled those in rehearsal.
Yeah, I had quite a number of questions that but after talking with Opham, I had clarity about whether or not it was meant to be played straight or if it was meant to be a comedy. And after he talked to me about his experience doing it before, that helped guide me. And so we ended up approaching it more in the comedic vein, but also like a heightened drama approach because it does deal with challenging dynamics, and I think there's humor in those challenging dynamics. And so I think the way to process those, I think the best way to process the things that like make us uncomfortable could put us on edge is to approach it from comedy, because it's easier to process and digest it without taking certain things personally, and it makes it enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of reframe that and toss that question out to the actors. So what was it like dealing with these characters who, as Opham mentions, are there's a layer of betrayal going on, and a layer of cruelty in some ways, but there's also humor. There's also a lot of, funny moments in the play. How did you find the balance to portray these characters?
I would say the humor definitely helped aid it in approaching such a controversial subject. As I guess the married actress out of this bunch, I think that is a very sensitive issue, thinking about trust and loyalty when it comes to your significant other, but also a companion. And I think it was very telling that, especially as women, we have a lot of these family dynamics, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's, in an educational setting, where we do kind of look at someone as a friend because of the amount of time spent, because of the things you divulge. But how well do you honestly know these people, or where does the loyalty lie? You can't assume that someone else holds the same amount of respect for you as you do them. So I thought Otham's dialogue and discovery kind of posed a very interesting question, especially between an African American woman and a white woman, where we're kind of in this really interesting social, racial climate currently. It's kind of, what's the subject of all of that? What's really beneath these superficial relationships? Is it authentic, or is there something malicious brewing? And we never know. All we can do is hope and trust. So I thought it was really poignant that Opham kind of gave us this dynamic amongst medical professionals too in this pandemic to kind of deal with all of this that was going on. Very layered, very textured, and rich. And it was fun to explore, but a very serious issue. I do not want to have this situation come up in my personal life.
Girl, it won't. We'll be there for you.
Vanessa, what about you? How did you grapple with the sort of polar opposites or the balances that you had to honor with your character?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of what Deanna said is very spot on. A lot of the topics are so relevant, and I think that finding the humor really helped a lot in a way to kind of like humanize particularly Hannah, just like really living in that world of how much does Hannah want this thing, like how desperate, how far is she willing to go in order to get this, in order to get what she wants. And yeah, like a lot of betrayal against another woman. And I think yeah, it was just I think really finding the humor helped me try to play it more authentically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to kind of go off of that with the thing of it helping to find that humor, at least for me, for my character, it was kind of having the stakes be so high and having the drama be high as well, because when you're pursuing whatever it is and making those stakes that high, the comedy kind of just falls from that. And so that was a big thing, especially for my character, who a lot of times is reacting to all the things that are happening and has no control over what's going on, is on this runaway train of things. And so it was, at least for me, in playing Abel, just kind of go along for the ride and just let it take you wherever. And whatever happens, which allowed for, more humorous moments and everything like that. So
it's interesting that you all found humor as a way to access the the complexities of the characters. I'm wondering, did any of you find any moments particularly like sort of dangerous or uncomfortable to perform?
I would say, honestly, anything dealing with race in this climate can just feel very dangerous. But more so, especially, I would say the scene where Abel and Tasha, towards the end, before it's revealed that they're kind of working together to kind of expose Hannah and what she's doing. They kind of have this exchange that is very hurtful, and he throws racial slurs at his wife, and I think that is a very complex issue. Colorism exists in the Black community. When you look at TV shows and plays, a lot of fair-skinned African-American women get roles. So that part was very for me, but it was authentic in the sense that I do think folks kind of resort to that. They resort to, when you know someone, you resort to something that you know can and will hurt them. Even though they kind of conspired with this, that moment just kind of had me like, because it's, as a darker-skinned Black woman, that's not no one's ever called me that, but that's kind of just, it's a hurtful thing. So I would say that was probably the one moment where I was like, oh gosh. But again, I think it just relates to Opham's work, because it wasn't lost upon me, at least, that the fact that they were gastroenterologists. I recently went to one, and you kind of have to talk to those doctors. You have to have some level of humor, because you're talking about like your stomach and poop and things like that. So to me, I think, I don't know, maybe I could be reading very deep into this, but to me, I think to even have those authentic conversations with your doctor, that comedy is there, so it's not lost upon me that the comedy is then used as a device for these doctors to kind of talk about these very serious issues in their personal lives.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Yana in the sense that there were, that was definitely a moment for me where I was like, I'm saying these words that I really, really, really don't want to say right now. But I think the thing that, because we have this reveal and everything like that, it was kind of reminding yourself of the layers that are happening in that moment. But that is a big thing that this play brings up a lot, is of sort of the treatment towards Black women and the treatment versus the treatment of white women, and that kind of that sort of, I don't even know how to describe it, but just the way that our society treats women of color versus white women, and in this play he does a really amazing job of showing those differences, because you don't really see it talked about that much. You really don't see a lot of plays having that sort of discussion surrounding the colorism, surrounding treatment of Black women in our society. So it was definitely hard, and we even had many discussions about that on that topic. So yeah, it was definitely in terms of navigating those conversations and finding the truth and the honesty in those conversations as pertains to the society and stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, I would also add from my perspective, my access point as a Black woman leading this piece, I had to negotiate my awareness of, at least in American society, the stigmas that are constantly represented of Black women as antagonistic and aggressive and combative and off-putting and driving Black men away towards white women. So that was something that we had to deal with in the context of this scenario. Thankfully, by the end of the play, it ends with the Black couple staying together, but it's oftentimes represented in other narratives where the Black man's I'm done with Black women and their combativeness and wants to go with the stereotypically conceived easier lifestyle with a white woman. And the reflection, because in this situation, rightfully so, Tasha is upset and relatively, what one might categorize as combative, but it comes from a place of well, he's cheating on me, and also the complexity of like, well, Hannah is upset and leaving her husband because he cheated on her, versus Tasha, who's like, well, my husband does all these great things for me, but like, I don't like the food he eats, I don't like the music he listens to, I don't like the sports he leads, I don't like the TV, the sports he watches on television. You know, like those seem like trivial reasons to leave your spouse comparably to like infidelity. So like her aggressive desire to leave her husband, the contrast, it was an interesting challenge to negotiate that and making sure that Tasha didn't look like the stereotype of an angry Black woman, you know.
Yeah, it's a difficult path to navigate, certainly. Vanessa, what about you? What moments were uncomfortable for you as an actress?
Yeah, there were a lot of things that felt uncomfortable coming out of my mouth. But I think it also brings to light like a lot of things that Hannah says at the beginning, like a lot of things that I hear people, they hear like white people saying now is like, oh, well, I voted for Barack Obama. Like, I'm not a racist. Like, I think hearing and like seeing and watching that being said out loud, and kind of like putting a spotlight on those kinds of like thinking that you have good intentions and that you're not racist, like kind of like putting that in the spotlight and investigating what that looks like, and how problematic that is. So I also think that was a very important subject that is brought to light in this play, is that although you might think that you're not being racist, or you think that that you have good intentions, but really it's problematic, and we need to talk about it.
Yeah, well, I commend you all for again, navigating those difficult waters, because the play is provocative, and I'm sure I can't speak, not being an actor, of how that feels inside. You have to invest in these moments to make them honest, but moments that are really, personally challenging to you. So I'm grateful to you for going there. And I'm also pleased that, as you acknowledged earlier, that the humor in the piece helped sort of alleviate some of that. Ofum, I just wanted to ask you, what was your intention specifically regarding what these actors are identifying as these challenging moments, or moments that made them uncomfortable? What was your intention? Was it to provoke the audience? What did you want to get from the audience by putting them in this place that would clearly, in addition to making the actors uncomfortable, make the audience uncomfortable?
Well, actually, I had no intention to make the actors uncomfortable. And I'm happy that they are all describing the ease with which they handle the play because of the humor in it. I wanted to make to challenge the audience to think about how certain problems, major problems in society can have very humble beginnings, like two women meeting in a laundry room and arguing about the choice of music to play, and how that can degenerate because they have different experiences in life. How people who know and respect each other can betray themselves because of greed or personal ambition. So I wanted the audience to go home thinking about these issues, rather than just, I didn't think that the actor and the actresses would be provoked, because that's what they do. They can handle any material, but the audiences may never have thought of these issues like that.
Interesting, yeah. Deanna, you alluded to this moment, this, fraught moment, this potentially hopeful moment, the scary moment we're in. When Opham submitted the play to Queen's Theater, it was a few years ago, so certainly all the issues that the play raises regarding racism and, you know, the general provocative tone of the piece were in place, but we clearly weren't in the place we're in now that we're in then. So I wanted to ask all of you, how does the particular current political moment that we're in, the "we see you" moment in theater, how did that affect or inform anything that you did in rehearsal and in the recording of Dirty Linen?
I would say it cannot go unaddressed or unnoticed the fact that we were literally on pins and needles waiting for the result of this current election as we were not only rehearsing but ultimately recording, and the election was called in the middle of our filming. We paused and had a overwhelming celebration, at least for the folks on this call, when it was announced that Joe Biden was our president-elect. But yeah, it's so fascinating that you say that this was submitted years ago, because you could not tell me that this wasn't written a couple days ago, right before, you know, what was happening. But that goes to show you, I guess, how timeless theater is, and it really does hold up the mirror to society. So, Opham, I don't want you to think when we say we were sort of struggling with parts that we were offended. In no way were we offended by your work, but I think that's kind of the beauty of theater, is that we're forced as actors and storytellers to reconcile with the sort of darker parts of humanity. And I think that's what this piece did. We had to, you know, come to grips with the fact that there are racial issues, there is jealousies under, you know, currents between females, and social media makes that even harder, and I'm sure it happens in the workplace. But yeah, it goes without saying that this is very much what we're dealing with in the real world. And I think that gives me peace of mind to do any type of work, especially a piece like this, because there are people who exist. Like, there is a Tasha, there's a Hannah, there's an Abel, and the audience can look at that critically and say, oh, am I one of these characters, or do I know one of these characters? And if so, how do I have to reconcile with that, with myself or with another person?
Yeah, and I mean, like, even just looking like the character of like, I mean, like, just looking at that character in of itself, like we see more and more on the news that character being outright vocal about, you know, various racist ideas and things like that. And I think it's so easy to, for example, look at a character like that in a play like this and then be like, oh, well, I'm not like that. Like, that's an extreme kind of thing, but that's the thing of it. Like, what are the subtleties of that, and what are maybe it might not look like that, but in what ways is that still being portrayed, even in the subtleties, you know, whether that be in passive aggressive ways or everything like that. So it was interesting, especially like right now, you know, well, especially leading up to the election, where you saw more and more of this on the news, of characters like Hannah on the news. It immediately kind of just, the minute I remember just reading with that character, I was like, oh yeah, I can picture it immediately. Like,
I would say 4 years ago, I would read Hannah's character and be like, oh, this is nonsense. No one like this exists. But in these past 4 years, I'm like, oh no, people are this bold. People would say this. Yeah. People have said this. I have heard this. She exists.
Yeah.
It is being revealed.
Yeah, I would also say, like, at this time, I think it's really important to see more work. At least for me, I'm excited to see work like this where a Black woman is chosen in the end, like where the love story ends with a Black man and a Black woman together, because I feel like overall across multiple mediums, like, seeing a Black woman be the one who receives the romance or the love in the end is like very short supply, especially in mainstream entertainment. I mean, like, there have been 10 Netflix movies and TV shows coming out like every month, and it's all like white women are the prize at the end, you know? So I like really eager to see more content like this. I mean, even though we're in this like We See You movement, I think we still have so much more work to do. I hope that this is just the beginning of seeing more stories where like love stories with Black folks in them, or like adventure stories with Black folks in them. Something, you know, just more than just tragedy porn.
And more professional women. Like this was about two women at the end of the day, two strong women, strong in different aspects, but both professional career women who were dealing with personal life and personal wants and desires mixed with their professional wants and desires. And it's like, yes, like this is real. This is an actual struggle. Like, am I going to spend time and invest this in my career, or do this with my husband? Like, how do I make them both meet in the middle? So amen to that, Opham. Thank you for showing that.
Well, thank you very much. I can't thank all of you enough. This is not the last word though, but I just can't thank all of you enough, because I would be the worst actor in the world. So, you know, I'm amazed at the way you all handle it. So that's good.
Yeah, and I want to thank you all in closing for your bravery and your talent. But this is a challenging piece, a provocative piece, a weird piece tone-wise, sort of slides into satire and then, you know, slaps you across the face. So it's not quite like anything. And I find it remarkable that you all acknowledge that the play seems like it was written yesterday. And that's a credit to Opham, that it is so of the moment. So I couldn't be happier with your work. Thank you all so much. Queen's Theater is proud to present Dirty Linen, and it's part of our New American Voices Fall Reading Series. Be sure to subscribe to the Queen's Theater YouTube channel, or check us out on Facebook so you can look at all of our diverse online programming. As I mentioned, this production of Dirty Linen will be available for viewing through Sunday, November 22nd. So take care. I usually say when we do the talkbacks in person, get home safely, but like everybody's home, so get to bed safely. Have a good night's sleep, everyone. And thank you so much. Queen's Theater is really proud to have you, and I appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Okay.